All right. Welcome to Behind the Black Veil, where we get a more intimate look at the mysteries of our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to discuss. If you're new here, welcome. You have clicked on an event and not just a video. For my hard rocks, you know what it is. Fantastic. Shout out to everybody. I hope your week's been going well. I have some explosive insights that have been developing and unfolding for me throughout the week. Some positive, some, wonky. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like the vibe on some of these, but we'll go into it. All right. So this is going to be super duper. Okay. And what I would like you to do is be chilling. 4 best results. Let's get it popping. All right, so the first insight, hold on, let me grab my notes. All right, fantastic. The first insight that I thought was particularly explosive was, of course, my favorite, which is last week we discussed the official changing hands from the patriarch of lost boys to the matriarch of made men. And then what happens over the week? Puffy footage is released, leaked by who? I don't know. Government agencies. So, boom, beating the shit out of Cassie. So now it's, now it's burned into everybody's consciousness that this man is a fucking piece of shit. Okay, excuse my language. You know what it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we get to see the monstrous reality of the situation. Also, we get to see what Cassie was willing to put herself through, because what did we discuss last week? Hello? Setting boundaries. That is exactly correct. Yes. So you see the illustration immediately. The power officially changes hands. And then what happens? It's what I said it is. Listen, get your personal. My information is down below. All right. Let's get it popping. We dedicate ourselves and this conversation. Okay, because that's what we have. We have conversations with the ancestors and the creator to generating the energy of peace, to seeing behind what appears to be obstacles, things clearly as they are. We call forth accurate answers, accurate interpretations of those answers, and the wise and skillful application of the guidance we receive here today. Fantastic. All right, so let's get into it. Another important insight is there's thieves in the temple, ladies and gentlemen. There's thieves in the temple. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Thieves in the temple, there are negative entities coming up and through these readings. We knew that, and that happened before, and that happens. Okay, but there's an uptick since the eclipses. There's an uptick since CERN ran their machine. There's an uptick. Okay, so what I see happening on Spirit Street is that roles are changing. Okay, the people who used to be the good people are now being spoken about like they're the evil people. The evil people are now being spoken about as if they have some sort of position or leg to stand on. So, okay, so there's some meddling in the world of energy. All right, it's intelligent. It's purposefully, I feel, obviously, if you observe this, to misdirect, misguide, to delude, to deceive. So what do we need? You see how you can't do spell work? Okay, spell work, that's another thing that's been upticking. You can't do spell work as some kind of escape from reality. You can't do spell work as some sort of escape from the rules of reality and the rules of divinity. There's no escaping it. Okay, so for instance, if there's information the creator doesn't want you to have, you're not going to get it. Period. Okay, if there's something the creator does not want you to do, you're not going to do it. Period. Somehow it's going to be faulty. Somehow it's going to be a hole in it. Somehow it's going to be a problem. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing false readings, you know, and all you can do is read the cards. So now what it's giving me is there's an extra layer of reality that's becoming apparent to everyone. Okay, there's an extra layer of reality. We are becoming more aware of more of the layers of reality. Now, where you and I might have already known about this, the world is now coming into consciousness on the thing. And what does that mean? That means it's just like when the immigrants come into this country and it throws off the dynamics of economy, housing, everything. Shout out to the immigrants. I mean, the Native Americans and everybody from all over the world. It's not about you on that level. I'm just saying that throws off the dynamics of the existing country that everybody's migrating to. And that's a real thing for the people who already live there. Okay, and so that's the situation for us. We already live here on Spirit Street, and now we got a big influx of consciousness from people who are untrained. They are not well educated on the subject, and they are now floating through our streets. You feel me? Through our spirit streets. So now they're fucking shit up. You know, getting delusional, putting shit where it doesn't belong, not understanding things, making decisions based on, you know, wrong understanding, not having the discipline, not having a framework, a structure, having no understanding of God, ancestors, you know, so it's just chaos. All right. So be careful out there, people. Be extra careful out there. And this is why you need God. I was saying all that to say, this is why you need God. You need more than tarot cards. You need more than Reiki. You need more than yoga. On and on and on like that. Okay? Fantastic. Now, there's a lot of moving parts. There are players who are immigrating into, you know, people who are newly knowledgeable. We got those too. The people who now know, but their intentions are not pure. They now know that energy is a real thing, but their intentions are not pure. So now they've made it more intense what it means to live on Spirit Street. You feel me? We got to dial up the security around here. So I told you about the remixing of the positions. Hold on. Has everybody questioning reality. Okay, and that's been a campaign that's been underway for quite some time. Several years now, in the larger scope of things, right? And now it's kind of trickling down into the personal lives, of the people of Spirit Street. So, okay, right? Extra layers prayer is needed. It's got to be organic prayer. I recommend organic prayer. Do what you want to do. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. That was just an illustration. Anyhow, let's get to the reading. I have more notes, so we'll discuss that as it comes up because I got like some fucking incendiary shit, but I don't want to make the whole reading about that. All right. So. All right, let's find out, what are we talking about today? Ancestors, Creator, please put it in perspective. Please make it make sense for the children of God. What the hell is going on right now? Okay, so many layers. So many layers. Here, let me shuffle more cards here. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Why is this happening? Okay. Sorry. All right. Fantastic. Sorry about that. All right. Ancestors, please make it make sense. Put our minds at ease about this thing. Whatever's going on the planet right now, and that ugly energy with Puffy and Cassie. Oh, so ugly. But it does confirm what you were saying last week. I appreciate that. Go on. Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Ooh. I don't even think we need to read the back of that. Okay? Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Amen. That's what I need right now. That's what I need. Okay? Because these ugly demons, you know, on that floor. Man, very upsetting. Very upsetting. Okay, the presence, but you know, there's levels to the shit. Okay, so here are some more interesting elements, just side note. Divine Feminine's personal demons or personal demon, and Divine Masculine's personal demon or demons are also soulmates. All right? Boom. Put that in your pot and cook that up for a minute. All right? Now, ancestors, put this whole be the person you needed when you were a kid. Put that in perspective and connect it to what we're picking up on, you know, here in current times. All right, well, what we're saying by that is this, and this is how it all connects to what's going on. It's about transcending your fears and facing your demons. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Tell us what it's about. That's what it's about. Transcending your, okay, no boogeymen. Know about the boogeyman? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. The guy under the bed. Okay. Oh, man, I've dealt with all these monsters. I've dealt with all these. The guy in the closet. Okay. Absolutely. The guy in the closet. The guy under the bed. The boogeyman. I think the boogeyman is the guy in the closet. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay. The monster, the witch. You know, these are some of the major players in the monster world. Okay. Yeah. That's the sensation that I get. Transcend your fears and face your demons. Break it on down, ancestors. All right. Well, the ancestors say this. Oh, sorry. I dropped a host of cards. Bear with me. Please stand by. All right. Fantastic. Ancestors, break it on down. Death of the ego, death, the dead. Okay, all right. The dead. It's giving me strong the dead. Because those are also the characters. Okay, those are also the characters that, okay, they try to demonize the dead. Woo! Yes, okay, sorry about that, y'all. I didn't mean to yell in your ear. I just feel like, boom, home team. Score one for the home team, okay? Because, right. Exactly. They be demonizing dead people, and dead people said, that's fucked up. That's what they said. I'm paraphrasing. Okay? Absolutely. Transcend your demons. Transcend your fears and face your demons. There's nothing to fear, I get the sensation. You don't have to fear the dead. I don't know who's fearing the dead, but I tell you what, I'm going to get the sensation so far. I mean, ancestors tell me if I'm right about this. You don't have to fear the boogeyman or the guy under the bed or the candy man or Freddy or nobody. Okay. I don't know. All right. But that's what I'm picking up on. But also don't get us confused with the monsters is the sensation that I'm getting. Don't get us confused with the monsters. We are the helpful team. We are team on your side team. Okay? We got your back. Do you feel me? Okay, so I get also the sensation of the baddest motherfuckers on Spirit Street or anywhere else already have your back. You already on the team. They already on your team. Boom, let's move on. I think I made my point. Authority and confidence in life. Come on now, right on the pyramid, right on the central axis. Transcend your fears and have authority and confidence in life. You know what I get the sensation of? This is where's my magic wand? You know what I get the sensation? I got to give you pinky on this. Okay, I got to give you, are you getting that pinky on that? Are you getting the pinky? Okay, so the one thing that I see is that transcending your fears and facing your demons is a matter of making a decision. This is the sensation that I get. It's a decision that you make. It's not a situation where you wait for the right time or you wait for the opportune moment, or, you know what I mean? Like, the factors will never stop changing. The factors will never stop changing. Change is constant. That's science. Okay? So there'll never be a perfect time. There'll never be the right time. Will never come unless you make the time right. Do you feel me? And I don't know what this is plugged into for you, but anything that concerns authority and confidence in life for you is what the ancestors are talking about. Anything where you had to delegate this whole demons and transcending of the demons and the fears and be the person you needed when you were a kid, your childhood fears, you know? But you were a child then. You didn't know what you know now. The world is not what it was anymore. And you don't have to be defenseless. Now that you understand reality better, you don't have to be defenseless. Do you feel me? So let's go on. That's what I got out of that so far. Protecting what matters most, making dreams come into material reality. Also protecting a part of yourself that no matter what you go through, you can rebuild who you are. From keeping that kernel of light, that seed that God gave you, that God made you, or that God put in you. That seed of divinity. I want to say the seed of divinity because you are a creator is what I'm getting out of this. You are a creator. So the whole fears thing came from a time in your childhood where you felt like you could not control your own reality. Your opinions had very little impact. What you wanted, very little impact. And so that puts you in a state of fear, especially since you were at the mercy of the adults in your environment and you were limited by their limits. And perhaps there was a lot of death of the ego. There was a lot of scary things, maybe a lot of unfamiliar territory, or a lot of paranormal activity, if you're anything like me. And nobody can really tell you nothing about it in a definitive sense. Everybody's got their insights. For me, my mother had some pretty powerful insights that I still use today, but there were heavy limits as well. So that might be a scenario that you're dealing with, like you got a little bit of info, not enough to really answer your questions or quell your fears, or, disperse your demons. Or maybe it created demons, you know what I'm saying? So, or left you open to demons, or, yada, 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 on and on, right? So this is about, I feel, coming to your own rescue, right? If you're going to be the person you needed when you were a kid, the person you needed to just break through all the chaos and make you feel safe and secure. To put it in perspective and make the shit make sense. And then to give you an intelligent enough insight for you to utilize it to move independently and effectively in this world. You dig what I'm saying? Do you feel me around here? Let's go on. Deeper meaning. Death, the dead. Deeper meaning. Death of the ego. Deeper meaning. Love. Reflective love. We love you. Oh, I'm so glad they said that. Oh, I'm so fucking glad they said, listen. So another insight that I got this week was this. It's hard to trust God, is what I was reflecting on this week. Now, I know we all know this. Some of us are afraid, some of us that are heavily, steeped in Christianity and Catholicism are afraid to Call God to the carpet, so to speak. Call God out. Pull God's card. Do you feel me? Okay? So those of us who live on the edge of destiny, if you're anything like myself, you will pull God's card if need be. You know, because we talked about that, I think, last week, where it gets to a time, or the week before last, it gets to a time where you just got to be who God made you. You feel me? And certain things seemed unfair to me. And well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Libra. I represent the law. I have an insatiable craving for things to be just and balanced. Whether I like it or not, I just have this compulsion. It has to be fair, just, and balanced, right? So eventually, God does enough shit you don't understand that affects you greatly. Death of the ego. Hello? Your life on earth here with the Earth Mother. Your emotions here with the Queen of Cups. You feel me? The process of bringing your thoughts from concept to creation. There's some asymmetry here, God, is what I was saying. Like, hey, I put in that work. You be watching me put in that work. I mean, it comes to a time. You know what I mean? Where you got to just keep it fucking real. Okay? Is all I'm saying. All right? And so that's what I was doing. Me and God was having a talk. So it's hard to trust God. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. So we could really figure this thing out. Now, with that said, I'm never leaving the company. With that said. Do you feel me? But there's some things that happen in my life. You know, tell me if this happened to you. You know what I mean? Reflect upon this and get it to me on the energy stream. Has this happened to you where you felt like God betrayed you? Anybody? You know what I'm saying? And a couple of things came up lately that I'm like, you know what, God? Because I felt like God is asking more of me without paying me for the last shit. That's what I feel like. You know? And I mean the last shit, and then there was some shit before that, and then there was some shit before that, and there's always some shit that I got to think about the deferred payment about. Like, why is my payments being held? Okay? And this don't have to be about money, y'all. You know what I mean? It could be about respect. It could be about love. It could be about opportunity. It could be about, you know, peace, quiet. I don't know what it is that you're searching for and craving and needing or whatever. All right? But it's all about when God doesn't pay you, because everybody who works for God knows how this is. And, you know, but even though God does pay you, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, the timing, you feel me? And the type of payment. Like, for instance, there'll be a time that you need money and God will give you love, you know, or there'll be a time you need love and God will give you money. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you never get paid nothing. You know, you do get paid, and that's why we're still at the company. But the timing thing, does it always have to be where I don't get it? Does it always have to be where I don't feel at ease with it? Like, why can't I be one with whatever the timing is? Like, fix it so that I don't give a fuck what the timing is. You know what I'm saying? God, work with me here. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, or whatever. So that discontentment that God will just leave right there. You know what I mean? I just felt betrayed by that. There's a couple of things that really scarred my soul. You know what I'm saying? Anybody like me? Anybody had that experience? That God allowed it. You know, God allowed my ignorance. God allowed someone else's negative intentions towards me to manifest. Right? Now, granted, it's always in a certain parameter, you know, it never goes past a certain point, and, you know, but a couple of times, you know, on the scale, it goes up into the red zone. And into the, you know how you got the green, you know, yellow, orange, and then red, you know, and a couple of times the needle bounced up there. And I'm like, yo, Creator, what's really good? Then I never got answers. All right? Come with me. I never got the answers. You ever felt like that? And then you had to move on. You had to decide to trust God. You had to decide, okay, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to leave the company. I'm going to stand by God. I'm going to tell God how good God is. And I'm going to give God the benefit of the doubt. Like we do in our relationships, right? But we usually have that cutoff point, but not with God. For some reason, God is allowed to be Ike Turner. For some reason, God is allowed to be Puffy. That's how it's coming off. Now, let's go back to the beginning of the reading. The ancestors said they're mixing us up with the bad guys. So, okay. They also talked about our childhood fears and how we were, to some degree, ignorant because we're children. And, of course, we are subject to the ignorance of others, to the people who didn't do their shadow work or to whatever degree they did their shadow work. And we are subject to those people making decisions for our life, setting us up on a trajectory of our entire life. We're still carrying some of that around. Okay, stayed in a relationship with God, going to the whole, answering to the whole feeling betrayed by God, stayed in the relationship, if you're anything like me, and it felt abusive. It starts to feel abusive now. At this point, I feel when God is now asking me for yet more understanding, yet more patience, yet more flexibility in my understanding of reality. Listen, God, where's my mansion at? Okay? And I don't mean that literally. It doesn't have to be a mansion. It has to be provision. And I mean on every scale. I mean, protect me from the fucking CIA, God. Protect me. Protect me from these fucking player haters, God. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but it gets to be where we're in that mood about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. Everything's fine. We're just talking. Okay? So my point is that it's hard to trust God. The ancestors stopped by to acknowledge that. And the ancestors stopped by to say it's a decision you're making. It's a decision you're making to have authority over your personal demons. There's not going to be an opportune moment to blow past these demons. These demons require wrestling. You feel me? And if not externally, certainly internally. They require wrestling. There's going to be no opportune moment. So the issue is giving yourself relief is the sensation that I'm getting. Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Now that you are a priest, a practitioner, a high priestess, if you are not, stick around, you will be. Okay, and you need to go to that part of yourself that still doesn't get it. That still doesn't fucking understand and is inconsolable about the situation. What do you mean personal demons? I'm never going to fucking accept that. I'm never going to accept that you drop me on this planet surrounded by devils and demons, Creator. What does it mean to be good when you would drop me on the planet with motherfuckers that don't understand who the fuck I am? They don't understand the nature of the children of God. They don't understand the nature of the baby lamb. And you knew these demons would be coming for me. And you dropped me here with people who didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? If you're anything like me. Now calm down. Everything's okay. All right, the point being, you are the person you needed when you were a kid. That's who you are now. That's what I'm getting from this. It's time to accept that, is what I'm getting from this. Cut some shit out before it becomes a problem. Precisely. Precisely. See, because with the whole questioning of reality and the remixing and the confusing the ancestors with the demons. Oh, thank you, ancestors. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. confusing the ancestors with the demons. And I still don't believe that that there's a mistake in terms of the demons servicing God and servicing the children of God. I don't think that was an error. But I feel that the ancestors are saying, but there are some very critical distinctions between the two. Okay, I don't know what they are yet. I'm guessing they can explain that, maybe, maybe not. The point being, I feel that we've come far enough to say, to be able to say that there are very important distinctions between the two. Okay? Like how we were saying last week, like, the devil works for God, but the devil can't sit with us. He can't eat with us. That sort of thing. Like, this dude will still get at your neck, even though you understand all these mechanics of the universe and everything. You know what I mean? You got to be in the space station with the shit. You got to be on God level, even beyond the space station, to really appreciate that you can calm down sometimes about the existence of the devil. Because when you're down here in the 3D, it's war, baby. It's war. Period. End of fucking story. You know what I'm saying? Just like we're spiritual, but we still have to acknowledge the physical body. We still have to acknowledge the needs of the body. And maybe that's been a traditional difficulty. I know for me as an artist and a high priestess, it has been difficult to understand how to navigate physically in this world. Like when we were talking about the public brawling, I don't know. Like, I go from peace to fucking war, I immediately. You decide, kind of thing. That's my thing. But, they're saying that we need to decide. Okay? Don't let other people decide if it's peace or war. Don't let other people decide. That's not safe. Right? Transcend your fears, face your demons. We know that's not safe. Authority and confidence in life. Making a decision, there is no opportune moment. Let's move on. All right. So, thugging it out. Okay, getting through a hard time. Okay, no, this is not so much thugging. This is more about getting through a hard time and being safe and secure no matter what's happening outside of the vessel. No matter what's happening outside. Okay. All right. No matter what's happening outside, you are perfectly safe. You will get to your destination successfully. The issue, protecting what matters most. So no matter what you go through, because this is also going through hard times. All right. No matter what you go through, that seed of divinity, that kernel, that seed of creation. It's important to understand that it's a seed of creation, I feel. The reason why it's important to understand that is because it is the key to changing what is already physical. You feel me? That's important. It's a spiritual key, like the philosopher's stone. I want to say the philosopher's stone. Okay? Okay, so we're doing a lot of alchemy around here. Okay? This week. Right here, the philosopher's stone, that little piece that can make things that we would consider to be miracles happen. Okay? So what is our fear? Our fear is that whatever we've been through has damaged us irrevocably. That we can't make it, or that something is lost forever, or that, that our essence, the essence of who we are is lost forever, or somehow marred, or somehow, damaged beyond repair. All the way down to the physical matter level. You know what I mean? Not just psychological or emotional, but matter. This is important, okay? Because what this is telling us here is no matter what you go through, okay? Because I get the sensation losses, you can point to them. You can say, yeah, this used to be here, now it's not. After this war, after that battle, after this struggle. Okay? And I feel that the ancestors are saying it's a decision that you're making to understand and apply the principles of reality, as the alchemist does. It's a decision that you're making to accept that you have indeed discovered the answer. You have discovered the formula. So now you're afraid, let's say, theoretically, a person could be afraid. That is wrong, especially if you have nobody in your vicinity that can understand the formula enough to say, no, I think you better carry the one, on this one. You know what I mean? So this is why we need each other. Okay, we help each other work out these formulas. You see what I'm saying? So you have to step out on your own assessment. You have to step out on your own authority and say, no, I figured out the formula. It doesn't matter if no one agrees with me. It doesn't matter. Because that's what it means to have authority. Is that you're not looking behind you for somebody to tell you what to do. You know what I mean? And that is not to say we don't need guidance. I'm talking about a particular moment and event. You've clicked on an event. Okay? And this time in our lives and these subjects, these are the things that we need to do this about. Okay, it's not that you can't have guidance, but it's time to step out on your own authority. That's what time it is now. Now that you have tested and retested the alchemical formula. Now that you have gone through a hard time, use that kernel to reconstitute yourself into fullness, into firmness, into presence. You've done that about this or that, right? And now it's time for you to do that about everything in your life. To once and for all it, in terms of applying alchemy and being the alchemist. Transcending your fears, facing your demons, the part of you that is afraid to die. The part of you, the old you that is afraid of anything. Is now you're transcending. Even if you're unfamiliar with what you're looking at, you can't explain it, you don't know about it, what do I do? The one kernel you have to know is you have authority and confidence. You can have confidence in this life. The one thing you can know is that the ancestors and the Creator is on your side and God is indeed good. Because another thing that I was thinking about in terms of my insights was that we judge God based on a limited understanding of God. Our little tiny minds could not even grasp the entire concept of God. And yet we think we're the experts on the morality of God's divinity. You feel me? But it's only because we're in a context, we're in a situation and a circumstance. We're in an illusion. And that framework is so that we can do our shadow work and ascend to a higher level. Because I heard that from the Native Americans that on the other side of creation, on the other side of physical life, that things are smooth and people tend not to change levels because of the inertia of the smoothness and the harmony of heaven and heavenly life. Everybody's level is contentment. It's contentment on every level. We come into the physical to transcend and move to a new level. When we get back to the other side, we're higher. But we have to come into the realm of friction, of apparent limitation. And that's what Maya represents. That's what the veil is for. It's to protect you from knowledge you can't use right now. It's only going to complicate the situation for you. For instance, being a practitioner. Come on with me, priesthood. being a practitioner, being able to have insights into things, into time, space, people, psychology, minds, hearts, souls. You feel me? To know things ahead of time and to have to sit here and wait for the world to catch up with you can be hell. Do you feel me? Can have you looking at God like, what the fuck were you thinking when you did this to me, God? You know what I'm saying? What was I thinking when I signed up for this? Make you not trust yourself. Make you afraid to make a decision for your fucking self. Do you feel me? Especially when it results in you going through a hard time. You made a decision you thought was right. You thought it was intelligent. You was trying to be honorable. You was trying to be good. And let's say you did all the right things in your fucking understanding. But yet you still end up having a hard time. You still end up in a battle. You still end up in a war. You still end up with a lack on some scale. You dig what I'm saying? Whether it's understanding or somebody else's, negative intention, whatever, on and on. You know what I'm saying? And so then that leaves you with this empty space of what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So you don't even know what to do with God sometimes. And then you don't know what to do with yourself. Especially if you've invested your purpose in God. If you serve God and you serve God on a professional level physically, you got to be able to explain some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Which means you have to have an understanding, which means you have to really do the work. Can't just talk about shadow work, you got to do it. Let us move on. Clear perception. Thank you, ancestors, as they were saying. Okay, we are not the demons. We are the dead. Okay? So let's just get that clear. You don't have to question us. You already know us is the sensation that I'm getting. Thank you, the dead. Thank you, ancestors. I appreciate that, y'all. I don't know if you're anything like me. You really fucking appreciate that clarity right there. Thank you. Because I was really, really concerned, and it was really concerning me with the whole taking of the sword. For those of you who've been keeping up with the saga of all my children of God, the whole don't worry, give your sword to me, don't bring weapons in the sanctuary, and then there's devils loose. Then there's members of our company working with these demons. Now these demons are showing up in the uniform that matches our company. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Because see, the thing is, God, let's go to the Wizard of Oz. Okay, Glenda, the Good Witch. You had the power to go home the whole time. All you had to do was click your heels together 3 times. Okay, good. Okay, if you're anything like me, right? Yeah, at the end, this is after we found out the wizard, wasn't shit. He was a coward and a liar. Now, he's like trying to, make friends with us because he need to get back home, to New Jersey, right? Or whatever, right? In the Wiz, he had to get back home to New Jersey. But anyhow, my point being that after all of that, Glenda comes down like, right? Like, all you had to do the whole time, Anything like me, you are pissed. Bitch, wait a minute. Okay, by the way, you look lovely today. Miss Glenda, are you telling me? You told me to follow the yellow brick road. You didn't say nothing about clicking my heels together. So you see what I'm saying? These are the forces of positivity and goodness. Do you understand that they drugged me? Remember the opium field? They drugged. Okay, this is Dorothy. Okay, this is Dorothy with fire and fury in her spine. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello? It was a stranger I tried to eat. I was fucking starving. I tried to eat an apple. The tree fucking attacked me. Started throwing apples at me. Like I was fucking assaulted by the trees, lady. And you had this information the whole time. So you see what I'm saying? With the calling God to the carpet? You feel me? Okay, cool. But here's the thing. She grew. And what did she learn? She can handle anything. She didn't need no fucking Wizard of Oz to get home. Bottom line. She had what she needed before she even started. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Not only that, she saved Munchkin Land from the Wicked Witch of the West. Come on now. Dropped a house on that bitch. I'm sorry, that was the East. That was the East. Dropped a house on this bitch. Okay? Saved the Munchkins. Okay? They elevated her status in Munchkin Land. Now she always got a place she could crash. When she come to Oz, she can go hang out in Munchkin Land. Okay? Boom. Did that. Saved them. Okay? Then picked up all of the people who was being bound from their destiny, who was being kept back from their full potential. They linked up, teamed up, right? Like us. They teamed up like us. Now we have each other. Right? So then that made the Yellow Brick Road a little less, scary and, forbidding. Right? But then it was the witch. Then she went up against the witch thinking she couldn't go up against the witch. Thinking, I'll never kill this. I will never, he was like, oh, bring me the witch's broom. Like, oh, word, this is what it takes to get home, And this motherfucker's making shit up. Then they was under a delusion. They fighting with this witch, trying to get a broom. But it really needed to happen because the witch was loose. She was real loose. Right? So Dorothy was of service, is my point. Okay? Not to herself, she was of service indirectly. In that being of service to all of these different people and being helpful and reflecting on her own experience together with them, and getting through the tough times with her homies. That's really what that journey was about. You dig what I'm saying? It was for Dorothy to have authority and confidence in life. And she did have Toto. So that's giving me spirit guides. Okay, real strong. Let us move on. Clear perception. Cutting off the head of corruption. We are not corrupt. Demons are corrupt. This is the important distinction between the dead, between the ancestors and the demons. We are not corrupt. We love you. Right. The demons just work here. It ain't about love. Okay? It ain't about love. The ancestors love us. That's the difference. That's critical. The ancestors are on our side, and that trumps all the boogeyman, the guy in the closet. No, I'm sorry, that's the boogeyman. The guy under the bed, the witch, Bloody Mary, everybody, all the monsters, Freddy, everybody. Okay. They have more authority than all of those beings. The ancestors are teaching you how to have authority because you are their child. That's what ancestors and parents, that's what they're supposed to do. You feel me? That's why I felt like, for instance, when my mother died, man on the inside. You feel me? That's how I felt. And that's how she felt. She said that. She was like, I can't wait to be with the ancestors. Hello? Come on now. So I'm just saying. Thanks for that, Ma. All right? Yeah, absolutely. The ancestors love us. All right? Thanks for that. I appreciate that very much. Reaching for the staff of our destiny, taking control of our destiny. We are in control of our destiny. We are in control of our destiny. This is being the person we needed when we were a kid. You feel me? Now, parents are not really going to tell you that. Generally speaking, they'll let you control a little of this and a little of that. They're not going to tell you, generally speaking, that you have authority and confidence in life and you can be in charge of your own sort of destiny. Because as a kid, you cannot be in charge of your own sort of destiny, I feel. Hello? Anybody? Right. This is why children should not be becoming transsexual. Side note. You are not qualified to make a life-altering decision. Period. End of story. We've always known that. This whole we don't know that thing just happened 10 minutes ago, kids. Hello? Shout out to the kids. That just happened 10 fucking minutes ago. You should be as concerned as we are about that. Hello? Facts. You know how kids are magical in their thinking? You know, they think because something is new to them, it's new. No, it's not new. It's called the devil trying to kill the kids. Hello? Right. Okay, so you couldn't be in charge of the staff of your destiny, and perhaps that was nerve-wracking when you were a child, especially by the time you figured out that your parents didn't know everything. You know, but if you're anything like me, my parents knew a lot. So it really was, it behooved me to just stick right there. You know what I'm saying? It really did behoove me, I have to say. So, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. But it's for us to understand that it's reasonable. Okay? And there's many layers because we're children of God right now still. If you're under 100 years old, you're still, you know, kind of young. And in terms of your knowledge of reality and what reality is capable of in all of the infinity of time and space. You know what I'm saying? If you're 100, you're still dropping in the bucket. You're still a baby. You feel me? Because what do you know? That's why. Let me tell you something. Know one thing. God is trustworthy. If you can't explain it, don't worry about it. Have authority and confidence in your life. Do you feel me? Because I feel that that is the key to alchemy. See, it's not about just, you know, fluffy ass, you know, we just believe it and we don't know if it's real. You figured out these formulas, ladies and gentlemen, priesthood, children of God. You got real scientific formulas, honey. Real scientific formulas that people go to college for years to learn. And they still don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are running the world and they still don't get it. Because they missed that one kernel. You know, they don't understand the God particle. Let me tell you a little something about the God particle. Don't fuck with it. That's all you need to know about the God particle. CERN. Hello? Don't fuck with it. Because they can't handle the blowback, y'all. They can't handle it, I promise. I promise. Let's go on, because we could just be going on and on for years. Okay, so facing your fears. Facing your fears. Bottom line, end of the story, mic drop. That is what you got to do. You have alchemical power. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. And we're not the only ones who have it. Ladies and gentlemen, the demons have it too. They got it. That's what we're seeing the uptick about. All right, so let me see if there's any more insights I can leave you with. Okay, hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. God is evolving. God is evolving. The rules of reality have been thrown up in the air. The rules of manifestation, the rules of respect, morality are thrown up in the air. Don't worry, they're going to come back down. Reconfigured. Okay? Updated, upscaled, and remixed. Okay? And that's where the devil is coming in. So let me drop a few interesting points on you about God and the devil that's been coming to me this week. God is evolving, and that's part of the reason why the children of God are like, okay, God, well, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? What God needs is for you, okay, God needs 5-star generals that are followers. Do you understand? A follower, a true follower, and a master follower is a leader in disguise. Right? Because there's a way to follow that helps, and there's a way to follow that is a burden. You dig what I'm saying? So the Creator needs people who can think independently and expertly. to follow God. Do you feel me? So that's why, that's part of the reason for the hard time. That's part of the reason for all of this circumstance and all of this containment, you know, and all of that is so that you can learn and become expert in the things God needs you to be expert in. And now God needs you in this new capacity, right? So God is evolving, so we got to float for a while. We got to float. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Here, ascension. It's an ascension. Okay, the Creator needs us to know how to fly right now. Okay, because the Creator's doing something. And she needs us to just fall in. Just fall in line, you know, and follow her lead. Okay, because she's going to a new place that maybe she's never been before. You know, the change is constant. Change is constant. And so now the Creator's got us all where we need to hold and come gather into this kernel of creation. The Creator's making something brand new. The Creator is creating a new world now. The Creator is taking over the world now. Demons included. The devil included. It goes deeper, y'all. Okay, hold on. Put the cards to the side for a minute because we got deep shit to discuss, y'all. It gets deep. Because check it out. The devil is God's personal demon. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let that bake your fucking noodle right now. Let that bake your motherfucking noodle. Okay? The devil is God's personal demon. So let's talk about personal demons. Personal demons are within us, right? And we know this from dealing with the humans that when we talk about people having personal demons, we talk about them as if they can be dealt with. If that person is willing to take up the sword and master their destiny, right? Like, you know, alcoholism, addiction, and that's not me judging. That's not, I have my own addictions, as you well know. This is just me telling the truth, reading the law. No matter where I am in relationship to that law, this is the law. Okay? So, and that's not to push or pressure anyone. You know, that's just to say, this is who we are, and this is the alchemical formula, right? So, okay. So my point is, don't worry and transcend your fears and face your demons about it, because even when we talk about people's personal demons, we know those demons to be smaller and lesser, generally speaking, than the primary entity that we're talking about, which is the person, right? And so I feel that points to that kernel of creation, that thing that remains uncorrupted in us, no matter what we go through, what sin we commit. You know, we always can make it back to who God made us. Okay? And we are not qualified to do that for each other sometimes. You know, so the best thing we can do is be the person we needed when we were a kid, if we can't be that for others. You know what I mean? Because there's certain things like pedophilia, like the way Puffy hit Cassie. Now I know Cassie had a hand in it, but I don't give a fuck. Somebody need to peel that nigga's skin off. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. Okay, but I'm just saying, what Cassie's sin does not forgive Puffy's sin. It does not offset Puffy's sin. It exacerbates Puffy's sin. Okay? So, you know what I mean? Take what you want from that. I hope you're getting something out of this. Anything else? Oh, yes. When I was talking about it's hard to trust God, that necessarily affects how we feel about trusting ourselves. There's certain things that happen to me. Let me use this as an example. I'm not going to go into what happened, but, you know, ex-boyfriends qualify, especially some that, you know, or husbands, whatever, wives, whatever you're into, where it was particularly traumatic. You know, everybody doesn't qualify for that, but you know, there's been those moments, right? That's one example where it scarred your soul. You know, it scarred your soul. It's something you'll never forget again in your life. And it's something that will never happen again because you're going to make quite fucking sure. Okay? Those things in your life. Okay. So that caused me to have issues trusting God, even though I still put my money on God. I still was like, all right, well, you still look like the best bet. You still look like the best bet, and I'm going to put my life on the line for it too. But I have to say, intellectually, you haven't really fully explained yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a stay at the company. You dig what I'm saying? So where that trickles down to us trusting ourselves, in my situation, I stopped trusting myself on purpose as a strategic move. I was like, oh, okay, all right, no problem. I'm never going to trust myself again. Okay? Now, there's certain things. Now, that's, you know, there's levels to the shit. Okay? Because on certain levels, I've seen myself do things. I've seen myself produce receipts. That I will trust. The things I can prove. I have seen myself talk to the dead. I've seen myself do that successfully, repeated over and over, like it ain't shit. That I will trust. You dig what I'm saying? I have insight. I have foresight. You know what I'm saying? You have certain things and certain qualities that you already know you can trust in yourself. Okay. So my ability to make certain kinds of decisions, I stopped trusting myself on, especially around love, sex, and things of that sort. Okay? Because another thing that I felt betrayed by was my own pussy. Excuse my language. Ladies and gentlemen, this real talk. This for grown people back here. Behind the black veil. All right? Yes. And I locked that bitch in a room. Do you feel me? Nearly literally. Okay? Nearly literally. Okay? Because my personal demons and my personal angels, they link up right there. That must be the conference room. That must be the conference room. That's where they all come together. Okay? Absolutely. So, my point being, I felt that I was making an intelligent, heartfelt, loving decision to not trust myself on that level. I was like, now that's smart, Maya. Now that's how you fix it. That's how you fix it, bitch. You can never get it wrong now. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Let the creator decide. And the motherfucker gonna have to bang on my door so hard. I don't mean literally, but I'm just saying, you know, like I don't overtly give people a hard time if they try to approach me, you know, and I'm so friendly that they think it's easy. I'm so friendly that they're like, oh, I'm in. And little by little, they have to fill out these forms. You get what I'm saying? Little by little, I'm like, hey, so where's your heart at? You know what I'm saying? And then things, you know, they thought they was having an easy time, but then they try to get me from this angle and they try to get me from that angle. And they're like, damn, I cannot get at this bitch. You know what I'm saying? They never get what they want. Even if they think they're getting what they want, they eventually realize they didn't fool nobody. They didn't get over on nobody. They got to pay for the shit they stole. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually, it's like, why do I have to yell at you and act mean? I don't have to yell at you and act mean. I'm acting friendly, and then I'm going to see who the fuck you are. Because you're going to show me. You know? But still, that's a little bit too much access to me, and I've gotten a little bit mean now. I've gotten a little bit mean. You know, a little bit, not mean, but, yeah, how can I help you? You know, type of thing. Even though if you come at me real nice, I'll be friendly again. You know what I'm saying? I'll be friendly again. But you will have to produce those receipts. That's a fact. You dig what I'm saying? That is a fact. You will have to produce those receipts. I won't yell it at you, though. You know what I'm saying? Generally speaking, of course. So, okay. So, are you getting that? I fixed it by not trusting myself. That's becoming a problem. That's becoming a problem. I'm going to have to actually have answers for some of this shit now. For some of, okay, why do you trust this one and you don't trust that one? Why do you give this one a chance and you don't give that one a chance? Under what circumstances can people give chances? Okay, so I locked my pussycat up. And I was like, here, now you don't have to deal with it. Okay, you don't have to choose nothing. You don't have to know nothing. And you're going to be perfectly safe. Safe and sound. Okay, absolutely. So I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed because my pussycat chose wrong. My pussycat chose wrong. And I thought my pussycat was aligned with my mind, aligned with my emotions, aligned with my soul. And now I see my pussycat went rogue on me. This bitch chose somebody, you know what I'm saying, that ended up scarring my soul. I don't trust that bitch no more. Okay? I don't know. You know, if you're anything like me, I don't trust that bitch no more. She locked in a room. This bitch is in jail without the bail. Okay? Absolutely. And so, because she's dangerous to herself and others. Do you feel me? And not for no medical reason. Do you feel me? Okay? So it felt like a betrayal. Especially after this person proved themselves to be, you know, detrimental to me. And still this bitch was like, oh, can we see if he can come over tonight? You know, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Bitch, shut up. I'm never listening to you again. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's been with me and my pussycat. I mean, she's been quiet. She's gone dormant. Okay? She's like, I'll go into sleep mode. You know what I'm saying? But lately, this bitch been trying to get involved in the conversation again. I'm feeling away. Okay? I'm feeling a fucking way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if anything like me. So, anything else I want to share with you before we go? God needs independent thinkers. Oh, one last thing. God needs independent thinkers, and the whole trust thing plays into this. I feel that the Creator came to me, get off on your floor, and has arranged for me to be the devil's court-appointed attorney. Yup. I get to be the devil's advocate. I'm the lawyer, right? Oh my God. Right? So I don't know why God does this shit to me. Do you feel me? I sign up and I swear, you dedicate your life to God and God goes fucking ham, okay? So the reason why that's dangerous in my instance, I don't know about in your instance, but, you know, give this some thought. God has caused me to become the devil's court-appointed attorney, and what that means is if I have been appointed to defend the devil, I'm disgusted. But you see how the Creator is making me resolve all of that disgust? God is making me look into the devil's case. Who is the devil? Why does he do what he does? What is he doing here? Who is he really? You know, all of that. In investigating the case, you got to find that out, right? So you can be an effective defense attorney. So I know myself well enough to know that if I have been appointed to defend this dude, the devil, this motherfucker's getting off scot-free, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now. That's right. Let it bake in your noodle. Let it bake. Because you're going to see this happen in the world. You're going to see the representation of this happen in the world. Okay, that's how it's coming down for me. I don't know how it's coming down for you, but I feel that essentially that means if God is appointing a high-level advocate that is wildly effective, if I can toot my own horn, okay? What I know is I'm thorough and passionate about my work. The Creator made me. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, that configuration, that little configuration is happening in my life, that's happening in the world. Because that's what we represent. We represent the hands on the clock, on the cosmic clock. If we move, the cosmic clock moved. Do you feel me? So what that means is I'm going to do a good job and the devil's going to get off scot-free. And that means he's going to be free to go. That's going to change the dynamic on the planet. I don't know where he was before. I really don't. But I know he's in court now. And the Creator is calling me to the chambers like, look, excuse me. You work for me. You're going to do what I fucking say. And I'm like, yo, you don't pay me enough for this. You know the public defender is salaried. Hello? That's fine for Joe Schmo. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about fucking Satan here. You know what I mean? Like, can I get a bonus or something? You know, that's where I'm at with it. Like, really, God, come on. Can I, permission to approach the bench? You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, side note, that's my personal shit. Anyhow, what I think connects to us all is that the devil is going to get off scot-free. Because I do see things from the devil's point of view. I do understand these excellent points that the devil makes. I do. I do understand the devil's function. I do. And do I have some working knowledge of the devil's function? And I have faith enough in what I'm capable of to know that that means I'm going to leave the devil alone. I'm going to transcend my fears and face my demons, and I'm not going to be worried about demons. I'm going to have authority and confidence in life, and I'm not going to be worried about it no more once we go through this transition of, death of the ego. So all of the things they've been telling us about, how we'll be okay and we'll have our function, but the world will be quite chaotic. It's on. Devil's coming. Antichrist, whatever it is. He's coming. Because I'm about to get this motherfucker off scot-free. The creator said I had to do it. I had to represent this guy. And so, you know what I'm saying? Not that we're like, oh yeah, the devil, give him a chance, no. But we're saying there's legitimacy to this motherfucker. And there's legitimacy to every fucking thing he does. That's what we're saying. I mean, that's how it's coming to me. And that means the legitimacy continues. So if he's getting off scot-free, the creator's got something big planned and the devil's involved. So we don't have to worry about what the devil's busy doing. We know he's got to do his job and we have our job to do. Do you feel me? So let that bake in your noodle. Okay, side note. In terms of the divine lovers, somebody wanted to keep the divine feminine and divine masculine from coming into union, even if you're together. They don't want y'all to be on each other's team. It's a female, possibly a karmic lover or ex-lover of divine masculines or divine feminines, or both. Possibly also karmic family and karmic friends. I'm going to go friends, okay? If they're karmic, then friends like that. This has become important only because this person may be a practitioner or seeking the help of practitioners to achieve their means. Also, this person is getting up on Spirit Street map. That's how hard they're hating, or that's how mad they are. Okay, so that's why that's important. It's a, stay vigilant, keep your eyes open type of situation. All right, because that energy's coming through and, weird shit might happen. And you got to understand how many players are in this game. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. We're going to go on to Patreon. Won't you join us? It quite goes down on Patreon, and you can get yourself some extra insights for the week. What else? Like, share, and subscribe. Of course, I deeply appreciate those of you who do like, share, and subscribe. I do understand if you don't want to share, since this is delicate information. But definitely subscribe so you can find me again. And so that's your donation to me. So that we can keep this, alchemy going and keep the world in balance. All right. And for the rest and for all, I will see you party people here soon behind the black veil.